Hi there, Sam Sorbo here. If you've always wanted to go to Israel and it's one of those things on your bucket list and you think, that's just never going to happen, change your way of thinking. If you will it, you can do it. And our trip, the Sorbo Israel trip, and it's, by the way, sorboisraeltrip.com online. We call it Follow the Light in the Footsteps of Jesus. We're walking in the footsteps of Jesus in Israel, my husband and I. Our kids are joining us again for the second time. We've got other people who joined us on the first trip joining us for the second time. And you can be one of the people who will be new to the group and will be embraced by the group. We just have such a phenomenal time. So go to sorboisraeltrip.com and consider it. It's May 17th through the 28th of 2023. We've got a great itinerary. You can see everything online, but set your sights on that. Make a plan. Get signed up soon because tickets are running out. We're running out of space, and we'd love to include you. So go online, sorboisraeltrip.com, and check it out and join us. You will not regret it. Israel is an amazing place, and it is truly one of those bucket list things. So I really encourage you to take it seriously and come with us. Hi there. Welcome to the Sam Sorbo Show. I'm Sam Sorbo. We're going to talk about sexually explicit behavior in minors because this is based on a comment that I just got on an interview I did on David Brody's At the Water Cooler, how parents can fight back against the indoctrination of our kids. And somebody, Deborah Holman, wrote, great interview. When attending teacher workshops, we were given the studies on children being exposed to explicit materials and how it causes risky behavior and mental health issues. Both, okay? Risky behaviors and mental health issues, okay? Bear with me. I can't believe now how hard it is to find these studies and share with parents the detrimental effects to their children's emotional and mental health when they are not of an age to discern the material. Discern, there's that word again. So I harp on the word discernment because, well, two reasons. One, we don't teach it in schools, and two, it's a biblical word. So let's talk about this. This is off of the NCBI, and it's on .gov website, but here it is. This is a study that she wanted me to see. Exposure to sexually explicit media in early adolescence is related to risky sexual behavior in emerging adulthood. And related, it's indicative of, right? It implies that there will be, if there is exposure, there will be risky sexual behavior. So what they did was they redid a study that had been done that had some issues with basically how far the study had gone. And so they wanted to do the study a little bit more in depth to really drill down into causality, because correlation does not necessarily indicate causation. And so they wanted to sort of double check and make sure. So they said that the previous study had suffered from a methodological issue, and like selection bias. So they wanted to correct for that. And then they wanted to know about the effect of multimodality, so different sexual behavior exposure to children. And if more and more diverse exposures from different, if it was coming from different angles and not just one angle, if that would have an effect, right? And how this relationship can be applied to non-Western societies. So they studied Taiwan. They wanted to improve upon the previous study. It said they recruited 7th grade children, so roughly 13 years of age. And then they measured them in 8th grade. And then they measured again when they were about 20 and about 24. So they said about 50% of the participants had been exposed to sexual media content by 8th grade from an average of one modality. So at least in one form, they saw sexual media. Sexually explicit media exposure predicted early sexual debut, unsafe sex, and multiple sexual partners. Furthermore, exposure to more media modalities increased the likelihood of sexual behaviors. So the only the effect on early sexual debut was gender invariant, meaning that both genders performed the same way. The earlier sexual, the more sexuality they were exposed to earlier, the earlier they began sexual activity. And we were told that this was going to protect them, that they were going to start sexual activity anyway. That was the whole selling point for sex ed in the classroom was, hey, they're going to do it anyway, but you see that the results are they do it earlier and earlier and earlier. And so I just got an email from somebody saying my 11-year-old granddaughter was raped in the bathroom at school by a 15-year-old. Yeah, I'm fairly speechless over that. And they're asking me, what do you recommend? As if I could recommend anything but pulling the child out of school first and foremost. And then trying to, now you have to step very lightly because you want help, but you only want help from trusted sources. And those are few and far between these days. Very, very hard to know. Okay, so they account, let's see, risky sexual behaviors, including early sexual debut, unsafe sex, and multiple sexual partners. So those are risky sexual behaviors. That's what constitutes risky sexual behaviors. Okay. Multiple sex partners, unsafe sex. So no use of a condom or inconsistent use of a condom, which, by the way, condoms don't equal safe sex, but that's the way we define it these days. Like I even have questions about this study from the more conservative viewpoint that they are already too far into this field to be unbiased. Okay. And early sexual debut is also apparently a risky sexual behavior, even for these people. So they said that those have received attention for their negative impacts, right? Particularly health related. So what are the health related impacts of these risky sexual behaviors? Acquisition of sexually transmitted infections or STIs and other diseases. Also unintended or teen pregnancy and substance abuse and drug abuse or substance abuse, including alcohol and drugs, right? That's what we're talking about. Adolescents have received particular attention because they are among those most at risk of STIs. Sure, the younger you get, the more at risk you become because you're an idiot, because you're young and you're not educated, and they're not educating you anyway. Okay, so we need to understand early precursors to risky sexual behavior for early prevention. And lo and behold, they discovered that, oh, if you expose teenagers to sex, then they start having sex earlier and it's more dangerous. And they needed the study to prove it. All right, I think that's it. I just wanted you to know that the studies exist. The studies are out there. Are the teachers at all interested? Are the schools at all interested in pursuing this line of questioning? Are the administrators at all interested? Are the people who are empowered to serve and basically protect your children and educate them, are they at all interested in the truth? No. No, because it doesn't fit the narrative. That's all I'm saying. Pull your kids out of school. Pull your kids out of school, and don't put your kids in school, and pull them out. Okay? This is the Sam Sorbo Show. Thanks for joining me.